back to Forensic Lectures. In today's video lecture, we are going to see crime scene. What we will cover today, that is, what is crime scene, nature and types, then lastly, preservation of crime scene. So let us move on to the first slide, that is, what is crime scene. A place where any type of crime has taken place or offense has been occurred. Okay, so wherever it might be any place where an offense has taken place, that place automatically becomes the crime scene. It might be a house or a playground, or we can say a beach area, or else like something like this car, plane, train, okay, anything. Then a physical scene anywhere that may provide potential evidence to an investigator. Also we have primary crime scene and secondary crime scene. Okay, primary crime scene and the secondary crime scene. Okay, primary means what, where the offense has occurred, and if the offense or the perpetrator, or we can say the person who has committed crime, he shifts the body of the victim to the other place. Like in certain cases, we can say take the example of murder case only. What happens in some cases, the perpetrator, what he does is that throws the body after murder into the water, showing it is as a suicide case. So the place where he has murdered the person becomes the primary crime scene, and the place where he throws the body or where the body is found is known as the secondary crime scene. Then moving on to the nature of the crime scene. What is the nature? So the word crime is derived from the Latin word, that is crimen. Okay, this word crime has been derived from the Latin word. Then again, the nature will say like what are the elements that are essential for a place to be known as a crime scene. So here I have listed 5 elements, that is human being, mens rea, actus rea, injury, and a place. Okay, so first we are going to see human being. Why it is necessary? The act which is there, it must be committed by a human. Okay, if the animal commits that act, it will not be listed under a crime. Like snake bite, if the snake comes and bites a person and he dies, then it won't be considered as a murder, right? So human being is a very essential element. Then second element is mens rea. Mens rea means what? A crime is done with a criminal intent, means a pre-planned or whatever. Like if you take the example, if a criminal wants to commit a murder case, so first he will plan in his mind how he will do the murder, means by taking the knife or any other weapon. So first he has to plan that. He cannot directly go and murder, right? Then actus reus. Actus reus is what? It should be an act. The act which is there, it should have mens reus to it. And here what happens, the crime which has been committed, it is unintentional, means the person who is trying, like we take the example of murder only. If a murder case happens, but here there was not mens reus, actus reus, like he want to make that person, like certain times we do pranks, right? So a person gets a heart attack and he dies. So what happens, his intent was not to harm that person, but unintentionally or accidentally, we can say, that person dies. Like accident case which is there, in which the on the spot deaths occur, in that case also it is known as actus reus. Then the injury. Why injury is important? Because without injury there won't be a crime. That it should be prohibited by law and should carry a punishment. Injury, okay. So without injury we can say like there is no occurrence of crime. Injury can be both physical and also mental. So both cases, like white collar crimes, there will be damage to the health of the person or the mental health, right? So there also we can say it is also a crime, right? Then the place is very important. Wherever it can be in the house, outside, in the car or in the train, wherever, the place is a very essential element. Then modus operandi, it is what simplified manner of crime, means how that particular crime has occurred. Okay, manner means what, how, from where he went to that particular person, then what happens, how he did, how he means if the murder case is there with a knife, then how he took the knife, how he stabbed him from the back side, from the front, or what procedure he followed in order to kill that person. Then moving on to the types of crime scene, there are three types of crime scene, that is indoor crime scene, outdoor crime scene and the mobile crime scene. So both this indoor and the outdoor crime scene, they are in the stationary phase, okay, and this is in the mobile phase. So in indoor crime scene what happens is that the scene which crime scene which will be there, it will have boundaries, okay. So in indoor crime scene we says boundaries are very important, but in the outdoor crime scene what will be there, the boundaries won't be there. Like the indoor crime scene, we can take the example of a house, of flat, okay, or anything else which has walls, four walls around it. Then the outdoor crime scene can be a big crime scene, we can say a garden. Also the garden has the walls, but compared to the house it has bigger area. That point also we should consider. Then also it will be like a beach area or a forest, okay. So that will come under the outdoor crime scene. Then mobile crime scene, the word mobile here means what, it is in the moving state, means example car, plane or train, okay. This will come under the mobile crime scene, means the crime scene is not at the stationary phase, it is continuously moving when the crime is occurring, okay. So it will be a mobile crime scene. Then moving on to next is the preservation of the crime scene. So preservation of the crime scene, in order to do that, the first and foremost thing that we can do, or the primary thing when we hear the word preservation, first what comes, photography, right? So in order to preserve a crime scene, there are 7 S that need to be followed. So what are the 7 S? Secure the scene, separate the witness, scan the scene, seeing the scene, sketch the scene, search for evidence, and secure and collecting evidence, securing and collecting the evidence. So this first S, that is secure the scene. What does it mean? It says that it is the responsibility, means if you are the first responding officer, if you get a call or it will be a complaint or a FIR, then you will be the first person to go to the crime scene. Then it is the responsibility of the first responding officer for the safety of the all individual of all individuals that are present at the crime scene, they should be safely secured, all the living person. So safety should be the first priority, then collection of evidence or the preservation of the crime scene will be the secondary thing. So required for this crimes securing the crime scene is that the officer who is there, he should go at the crime scene, then request for various experts to be brought to the crime scene under special circumstances, like if there is presence of a fingerprint which can be seen through a naked eye, or there is presence of blood, then he should call the respective forensic expert like the toxicologist, fingerprint expert, okay, depending on that. Then second is the separate the witness. This is very important, because at a crime scene there might be presence of more than one witness, okay. So what happens, they start talking to each other, right? So witnesses should not be allowed to talk to one another, as this will avoid witness from creating a story. Means if this person goes and tell this person that he has seen certain thing that this person might not have seen, then they will create their own story, and while giving the statement they will manipulate, or unintentionally they will give the false information. Then third thing is the scan the scene. In scanning the scene, what happens, that like we answer certain questions like determining what need to be done here is that what type of scene it is, means it is outdoor, indoor, or it can be secondary or primary, that should be the priority in here while scanning the scene. Then what expertise, equipments and material is required properly, he should see in this scanning of the crime scene. And how to search the scene, means how big is the scene, if it is indoor, outdoor or primary, secondary, and what should be the, how should this photography should be done, then determining whether it is a primary scene or the secondary scene. Then also having bird's eye view. Bird's eye view means what, the bird flies from above, right? So if this is the crime scene, you should stand from here and take a look at everything, okay, then it will be considered as a bird's eye view. Or if there is some heighted area, then you should go there and watch the whole crime scene, that's all. Then seeing the scene. Here seeing the scene is what, actually it is photography of the scene. So how this photography has to be done. So first thing is that we should do the overall photography, then close-up photography, multiple angle photography, or using the scales. Scale means what, a ruler or a standardized scale, means what is the measurement of that object, okay, with that scale or without that scale, all things should be there. Then sketch the scene. Sketching the scene is what, there are two types of sketching. So first, at a crime scene you should always do the rough sketching, okay, rough sketching, and then after you got all the report, then you should do the neat sketch. So at the crime scene, while preserving, you will always do the rough sketch, or certain times some officer they do the neat sketching. So what happens here, they takes the measurement, the position of the evidence or the body, all the objects that are there, that should be measured with two immovable landmarks. Like this, if this is the crime scene, here it is a closed scene, here if there is sofa, and here is the evidence. So what should be done is that measurement from here to the sofa should be done. This will be the one stationary, this immovable landmark, or we can say this will be the other, this wall will be the other. The sofa can also be moved, then we can consider this wall as the immovable object, okay. So that's how we need to select, and this should be drawn with this scale, standardized scale. Then the direction in the sketch is very important. The direction should be marked on the sketch. Then doors, windows, furnitures to be included in the sketch. If here it is the door, here window, then it should be exactly marked, and the presence of evidence where it is present. Then next is search for evidence. Now searching. In the last video we have learned certain searching patterns or searching methods, right, in the physical evidence video. So what happens, it depends basically on the two criteria. That is, first one will be type of crime scene, right? We have three types, right? So it depends on that. And second one is the number of investigating officer. Okay, so this two plays a major role. Then a group of investigators follows the line, zone and the quadrant method of search pattern, and the single person or the single investigator follows the grid, linear or spiral method. Okay, then last, coming to securing and collecting the evidence. So while securing and collecting, we should consider first the nature of that particular evidence. Like we should do properly. First priority, why we do this securing and collecting evidence? Because we need to do it properly, because it should be properly packed, it should be properly sealed and labeled. There must be a biological evidence which should be stored in a breathable container. Like if certain bacteria is present, then we shouldn't keep it in a closed container. Then liquid and arson in an alright and unbreakable containers. Like this small pieces of paper, they might be so delicate, so we should take care of that also. Then other containers and envelopes to be sealed with wax or tape, and they should be signed, right, by the collector who is collecting it. It might be the expert or the investigating officer. Then the evidence log and the chain of custody to be attached with every evidence. So chain of custody also we have learned in the last lecture or the last video lecture. So these are the very important step while preserving the crime scene. So these are the 7 S of preservation of crime scene. So that's all for today. Thank you. Do like and subscribe my channel if you like this video, and if you have any doubts, comment down below.